Steve Caparizzo. You're watching News 10 at 5.
Steve Caparizzo joins us now. A little gray, but not for long.
Yeah, are you sick of this weather?
I'm getting depressed by it.
Are you sick of this weather?
Yeah.
Are you sick of the weatherman?
No.
All right, thank you. Let's check the forecast first. It does get better here, so don't worry, everybody. Things are looking up for us for the second half of the week. Now, there could still be a couple of showers moving in between, let's say, 7 tonight and 10 o'clock, and that should be it. At midnight, mostly cloudy and 41, and at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, here comes the dry air, partly cloudy and 38. The high today, by the way, 49. The low at 46. Not much of a variation between the high and the low with all the clouds that we had in drizzle. All right, outside right now, it's overcast, 48, a north wind at 11 miles per hour. Let's check on our local temperatures at 5 o'clock this evening. Fairly uniform in the 40s from Albany, Schenectady at 46. Mid-40s out in Berkshire County, Pittsfield and North Adams. They were actually in the 50s briefly during this morning before the wind shifted into the north. 44 at Pittsfield, North Adams. 43 at Bennington. 45 at Glens Falls, and still close to 50 down at Poughkeepsie. All right, here's our Storm Tracker 3D satellite picture. The actual storm right now is very close to New York City. You can see the bright white clouds, the back edge, very close to us. The clouds thin out towards Buffalo. The significant rain is over towards Boston and Cape Cod, but there's one more area of showers, especially just south and west of New York City. This may clip us between now and midnight. Less of a chance of showers as you head up north of Saratoga County. Here's a more conventional Storm Tracker Doppler radar showing that heavy rain along the New England coast. That last batch of showers moving off to the north and northeast. And again, it's going to be a close call. Best chance of showers from about my hand south and eastward, especially south of Albany into the Berkshires. Here's our Storm Tracker Futurecast for 7 o'clock this evening. And again, this green zone represents the threat of showers. And those showers will begin to shift east by midnight. And during the early morning hours, the drier air should be moving in by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And we expect a pretty nice day tomorrow. A little bit on the windy side. By 5 o'clock, partly sunny here, and the temperatures in the low 50s. And then by Friday, we should have a pretty decent day. There will be some clouds off to our north and west. These will be arriving for the first half of the weekend. Don't panic. The weekend forecast hasn't changed a lot, which means good news. All right, winds, 10 o'clock tonight. The arrows denote the direction, more or less due north or northwest. The darker blue up to 20 and 30 miles per hour. So the winds will pick up, especially in the hill towns. And through tomorrow morning, it will be rather windy at times. And again, with a north to northwest wind, that means it's going to be a cool day. But by later tomorrow afternoon, notice the winds, light blue. They drop off to 10 to 20 miles per hour. All right, forecast. Cloudy, some showers moving in later this evening, especially south of Albany. And for tonight, showers till midnight. Partial clearing by morning, 35 to 40. Tomorrow, we expect partly sunny, a windy, cool day, 48 to 53. I wanted to say Vermont and the Berkshires. It will be about the same tomorrow in Vermont and the Berkshires. All right, here's your 7-day forecast. On Friday, partly sunny and milder, about 60. Mostly cloudy Saturday, a couple of showers possible, no washout, 65. Nice on Sunday, up to 70. Late day showers Monday, but most of the day should be fine, 72.
Wow. 70s are back.
And then back to some seasonable weather Tuesday and Wednesday.
Oh, that'll be great.
In the 50s. So things look pretty good for the weekend.
Fantastic, Steve. Thanks,
Steve. Well, coming up, if you had to guess which one of the presidential candidates was listed as a young Republican in his college yearbook, who would you pick? Well, you might be wrong. We'll explain.
But first, stock prices closed modestly lower on Wall Street. The Dow down 3.33. The NASDAQ down 5.
News 10 is sponsored by Upstate Tours.
A Washington state man is accused of running down his estranged wife while their children watched. Police say Richard Atkinson ran over his wife, Andrea. Authorities say Atkinson tracked his wife down at a friend's home. She had 3 of their children in a car with her. He had the couple's 4th child with him. Atkinson is accused of running his wife's vehicle off the road, and when she got out of the car, police say that's when he ran her over. The 32-year-old man is charged with first-degree murder. One person was killed in North Carolina after a man driving a stolen vehicle intentionally struck as many as 6 pedestrians. The suspect reportedly stole a van belonging to the city, then stole a pickup truck belonging to one of the people he hit. The suspect was eventually apprehended. Authorities initially thought 2 pedestrians had been killed, but later said one of those victims has been airlifted to a hospital.
It may be too soon to say whether President Bush succeeded in rallying the nation to his Iraq policy last night. Mr. Bush spoke about the need to persevere there as an upsurge in the fighting brings a sharp spike in U.S. casualties. Lauren Rogers reports that some, at least, are not persuaded.
The fighting continued in and around Fallujah, even as President Bush expressed his resolve to stay the course.
We will succeed in Iraq. We're carrying out a decision that has already been made and will not change. Iraq will be a free, independent country, and America and the Middle East will be safer because of it.
But the president's primetime news conference did little to console military families who are opposed to the U.S. occupation of Iraq.
And the Bush administration and Congress has betrayed our troops, their families, in this country. George Bush indicated last night that it had been a bad week in Iraq. We say it has been a bad year, more than a year.
And the president's key political opponent continues to take issue with Mr. Bush's Iraq policy. John Kerry says if he's elected, he will do things differently.
I believe it is possible to reduce the cost and the burden and the risk to American soldiers. And that's the obligation of a commander-in-chief.
Senator Kerry says the international community has a large stake in a stable and peaceful Iraq, and he says that the international community should play a greater role in helping to bring it about. Lauren Rogers, ABC News, Washington.
Well, you just saw John Kerry. He was campaigning in Harlem today. And there is new research that says the senator needs to loosen up a bit. The research was done for the AFL-CIO. The results say Kerry's reputation for being aloof may be a hurdle even among groups that traditionally support Democrats. They also say that even though labor leaders have opposed President Bush, the focus groups indicate he's seen as strong and likable. The research shows that organized labor has some work to do to mobilize voters for Kerry.
See Senator Clinton there. I wonder what she's thinking.
I wonder.
Give me 4 years or 8 years and I'll be doing that same thing.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, it could be a dream for one campaign and a nightmare for another. Get this, John Kerry, young Republican?
Apparently, the 1966 Yale yearbook lists the Democratic presidential hopeful as a member of the Young Republicans. The Kerry campaign says it's either a mistake or it's a prank.
Because, in fact, Kerry was treasurer of Yale's Young Democrats in 1962 and 63. Someone else who doesn't claim membership in the Yale Young Republicans is President George W. Bush, who decided not to join the group when he went there.
A warning for pregnant mothers. Experts say the latest technology might not be good for your baby.
Priscilla Ress will be in next with the details. Most expectant parents can't wait for that first peek at their unborn child.
Traditionally, they have to wait for their doctor to order an ultrasound. Priscilla Ress tells us in tonight's Consumer Watch Report how some women are avoiding the wait. They just can't wait.
They can't wait to see. But Terry and Lisa, pregnant women can now get that high-tech prenatal portrait of their baby whenever they want it. Non-medical ultrasound facilities are popping up everywhere, and that's prompting a new warning from the FDA.
Okay, if you're ready, let's come on back and see your baby.
Scott and Tara Hooks are about to sneak a peek at their unborn baby.
See his little fingers?
But this is no ordinary ultrasound. It wasn't ordered by Tara's doctor. In fact, it's not for medical purposes at all. It's simply a high-tech way for mom and dad to get a 3D view of their baby.
They come in to see their baby, to have reassurance.
And they go home with a commemorative video, CD-ROM, or picture. Business is booming at non-medical ultrasound facilities.
We offer state-of-the-art ultrasounds for women who want to have an emotionally bonding experience with their baby.
But the increased popularity of these elective ultrasounds has given birth to a new warning from the FDA.
We don't know of all of the effects, and it's not clear that this is a good idea. We've heard of people having scans that would take as long as an hour to obtain. And this is particularly concerned because as the technology has changed over time, the amount of energy transmitted has increased.
Dr. Beryl Bernasarov is with the American Institute of Ultrasound in Medicine. She says that while ultrasound is generally regarded as safe, her group backs the FDA warning.
We have always considered it important to keep the ultrasound exposure to what is really necessary for the objective that we have, which is to make a diagnosis.
The FDA warning says ultrasound is a form of energy, and even at low levels, laboratory studies have shown it can produce physical effects in tissue, such as jarring vibrations and a rise in temperature.
We still will have a healthy respect for what energy can do, particularly on a developing fetus.
But the companies say no studies have ever shown any harm to the mother, baby, or operator, and that they follow strict medical guidelines.
There are any number of things that you have to be more careful about when there's two of you in the picture, and one of them is a developing baby.
They are amazing pictures. The FDA has jurisdiction over the manufacturers and the people who sell and set up ultrasound equipment, so it's up to each state to regulate whether prescriptions are required in order to have an ultrasound. But at this point, you know, the people's desire to see it seems to be overwhelming their thinking about what it could possibly be doing to a developing baby.
I'd go with the desire for the healthy child. Here on the side of safety, just a thought.
Until you know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thanks. Up next in People, Places, and Things, we'll tell you about our Britney reality show.
And another abuse allegation against Michael Jackson. Stay with us.
Britney Spears' people aren't saying anything about a report that Spears is interested in a reality show about herself. The Hollywood Reporter reports Spears representatives are shopping around the idea of a series based on backstage footage of Spears and her dancers on tour. It's being called Entourage and would be 6 episodes. Spears would narrate the show.
Los Angeles authorities say they're investigating another claim of child abuse against Michael Jackson.
Police say the new allegation involves a person who claims to have been victimized in the late 1980s. The district attorney's office asked the police to investigate the new allegation a month ago. Police are not giving details on the age or gender of the alleged victim. Singer, songwriter, actress, and businesswoman Dolly Parton will receive the Living Legend Award from the Library of Congress. It is intended to honor individuals who embody the American ideal of individual creativity, conviction, dedication, and exuberance.
The Bellagio is back and brighter than ever. The Vegas casino with the dancing fountain lost power in a sudden blackout on Sunday. A spokesperson says most operations will resume today, and 3,000 rooms are reopening. The hotel estimates its losses because of the blackout at more than $3 million. Crowds gathered to watch a supersonic Concorde aircraft float down London's Thames River on a barge. The next step in its journey to Scotland, where it will go on exhibit. The British Airways jet, which flew from 1975 to 2000, is the last of the 7 Concordes to find a new home. The other 6 aircrafts are on display in Britain and the United States, and you look at that jet with quite the history, and it looks so strange.
I was going to
floating
say,
up a river.
It should be flying.
It should be flying.
It can't even make it up to Scotland, huh?
I think it's not designed for those short flights.
By that, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
If it's not intercontinental, it's not going to happen. Well, that's going to do it for us. Please give us a call if you see news happening at 1-800-888-WTEN.
News 10 at 5:30 starts right now. Here's Tracy Egan.